Welcome to Ghoulish Gab, always spooky, always under 7 minutes. Today we're just going to talk about some sci-fi horror films. Sci-fi and horror, two genres that have been blended very well together for decades. Plenty of great films. We just each picked a couple to talk about. Um, I think we're probably going to end up avoiding, some of the Alien and Predator stuff, but
Yeah, the ones people expect when you think sci-fi.
yeah, you've
Not that we
seen
don't love
those.
them, we're just trying to talk about something different.
Why
So,
don't you start us off today, Kayla?
I'm going to start with 65, which was a 2023 movie about an astronaut who like his ship crashes into this planet, and it turns out he and this little girl are the only survivor, and they have to survive on this planet full of alien creatures and
Hmm.
try to find a way off the planet. And spoiler alert, it turns out the creatures are dinosaurs because it's actually 65 million years in the past.
Whoa,
And I mean,
take
that's a
that,
big
Planet of
spoiler
the
because that's
Apes.
the big twist at the end. But I mean, it's from 2023. And if you haven't watched it, ignore me.
Yeah,
The
fair.
reasons I love this: number one, Adam Driver. Number two, Adam Driver. Number three, dinosaurs. Number four, Adam Driver. I am a biased party when it comes
Okay.
to this movie. But I don't know, it's got really mixed reviews. A lot of people don't like it, but I thought it was really well done.
Hmm. I have not seen that. I'll have to wait a week until I forget the twist and then I'll watch it. My
Even
first,
if you don't, even if you know the twist, because the whole thing is that you're supposed to, because it's a spaceship thing, you think it's in the future, then
Hmm.
it turns out, oh, we're
It's
in the past.
okay. My first one is from 1999. It's Existenz. It's a David Cronenberg film. It's probably a bit more sci-fi than it is horror, but it's got Cronenberg stamps all over it. So if you're a horror fan, a body horror fan, and you enjoy Cronenberg, don't miss this one. It kind of came out when, video games were advancing, virtual reality was kind of becoming an idea. So it's about like a video game developer ends up having to go into her own game to try to escape these assassins. There's more stuff going on. It's not the easiest thing to explain. It's David Cronenberg, so it's weird, it's horny,
You know what you're
it's
getting.
good. Yeah, but it's a pretty cool movie. It's Jennifer Jason Leigh and Jude Law are in it. They're both pretty good. So if you haven't seen it, it's definitely worth a watch.
I have not seen that at all. I don't even know that I've ever heard of that one. It's not even one that's like popped up and been like recommended for me. I didn't even know it existed.
I don't think it's a super well-known or well-distributed film for whatever reason.
My other one, or my next one I have is Monsters from 2010. Have you seen that one?
I don't know.
So it's this lower budget British sci-fi horror, and the idea is that this NASA ship, like a probe, crashes into this place in Mexico and unleashes these giant tentacled alien type creatures. And so this photojournalist has to escort his boss's daughter from where they are to like through the infected zone to safety in the United States. Um, and for it being such a low budget, it's a super solid film. I don't think it's going to, blow anybody's mind and that it's going to become their favorite movie of all time. And especially when you look at the cover or like I was about to call it album art, but the movie poster, it looks like a B movie from the movie poster, but it's got an intriguing storyline. The actors are good. They're like their chemistry isn't the best, but
Hmm.
they're good at it. Um, and overall, the effects of all of it for it being 2010 low budget haven't aged terribly. So I'm gonna put that on my list of if you like an alien type sci-fi type movie. This is one you should check out if you're trying to find something different from all the other ones that are suggested out there.
I definitely haven't seen that. I feel like I've seen it pop up before. Just haven't watched it. My next one, 1986, From Beyond. It's another Stuart Gordon film. You know, he did Reanimator, and it's another loose H.P. Lovecraft adaptation as well too. And he also brings back Barbara Crampton and Jeffrey Combs from Reanimator. So it's it's really cool. If you're a fan of Reanimator, you've probably at least heard of this one. It's wild. It's another horny film. These scientists create something called the resonator, which allows them to kind of like see beyond reality. And of course, that doesn't go well, and things
Yeah.
start. Yeah, I mean it's a Lovecraft adaptation, so it gets weird. There's tentacles in it too, so
So you've
that
now
sort of
picked
thing.
two horny films,
Mm,
and your hat says "hurtin' for a squirtin'." I'm
I
guessing I should be sensing a theme here.
I grabbed the hat because of my film choices today, so I'm dressing for the part.
Of course, of course. My last one I picked for today is actually, I mean, it's a fairly well-known popular film, but I don't feel like it gets the credit it deserves, which is 1997's Event Horizon.
Okay.
Of a lot of the like late 90s, early 2000s horror that I see everybody talk about or as popular and like talked up, I don't think this one gets credit. Um, Stars Sam Neill and Lawrence Fishburne, both of whom I love. And it follows this crew that gets sent out on a rescue mission to basically this spaceship that's been missing for 7 years just appears in the orbit of Neptune. And so they send uh this other ship called the Lewis and Clark out to save it. And then it turns out that something happened which basically unleashed a portal within this ship, the Event Horizon. So all of these different astronauts on the Lewis and Clark start having these horrible nightmares of like their worst case scenarios, and they basically start going crazy. And then you find out through like logs that that's exactly what happened to the people on the Event Horizon. And between the effects of all kinds and the acting, this movie genuinely gave me nightmares. And then I looked it up on YouTube, and there's also a really cool like how they like a documentary on the behind the scenes, and it's just I think it's way like so good. Doesn't get enough credit.
Yeah, that's a classic sci-fi horror film in my opinion. We're out of time. My last choice for today was Cube, which a lot of people have heard about. In some ways, it's like a sci-fi version of Saw. In some ways, it's not. Anyways, tell us about some of your favorite horror sci-fi films in the comments. Tell us if you've seen some of ours, etc., etc. Okay, we're over time. Bye.